I grew up in Northern California, mostly in the Bay Area. And a couple years ago, I moved up to the mountains to a really small county in the Eastern Sierra. And, I made the move because I love the quiet and the time to reflect. The great thing about being a musician is that you get to go all over the place and get to come to places like Nashville where there's wonderful, just some of the best musicians around to collaborate with, to be inspired by, and to meet together in our shared interests. That's the cool thing about Nashville, is I think it draws a lot of people, whether they live here or not, to share our deep love of folk roots music, singer-songwriting.
In this canyon, I'm good as dead. Round I run in frantic strides. Neath the banyan, I laid my head, left behind when the sun made me blind.
When I was a kid, my grandfather started a free music festival called Hardly Strictly Bluegrass. And so it was a free kind of bluegrass roots music festival. So I grew up watching Emmylou Harris sing every year, Hazel Dickens, Allison Krauss, a lot of really incredible roots artists. When I was 15, I got a Takamine guitar from a little guitar shop. And one of the first songs that I learned that I remember is the song by Fleet Foxes, and I'm trying to remember the title, but it's like, "Wanderers this morning came by." I don't remember what the name is, but that's the first song I learned. And then when I was in my teenage years came the sort of indie music revolution, so that totally influenced me and upended what I thought was possible with music, which is my favorite thing, is to encounter music that changes what I even think can be done. And so I would say my influences are very much a combination of those, of a love of the tradition, American folk music, or even folk music from around the world. And then just never having boundaries on what you're allowed to do. The rootedness and the no boundaries.
She hadn't heard what someone had to say about the thing that would happen today. Oh yes, she would fall from the nest there on high. What am I, what am I, what am I, what am I? Can I fly, can I fly, can I fly? Oh, I'm a dove.
Ismay is a stage name that's based on a book called Badlands that has a town in it called Ismay. It's in Montana, and there's 19 people that live there. And it was informally renamed Joe Montana in the 90s, which I think is awesome. Even though I don't really care about football or whatever, I think it's cool.
I made my way down the briar-lined path, and I'm cold when a shadow did cast. Dark in the sky and a dark in the land, there before me stood the giant Darby Ram.
I would say probably half my songs are based on stories. A lot of them are based on a grain of truth and then sort of made up from there. And then some of them are a little more impressionistic, but I find that the challenge of simplifying your writing process into trying to convey a really core story, like a poem. Songs are short, you don't have a long time to say something, so the challenge of that for me is really enjoyable, is how do you get across a story in the fewest words you can, and a unique story, something that I love, trying to write things that I feel like are very unique.
Beginning with daylight, stars as I open my eyes, turn blue from a soft white, and my room feels cold and dry.
Right now I'm working on a documentary film following the early life of Lucinda Williams. So I've been working on it for about 5 or 6 years. And it's sort of looking into how did she become the incredible artist, writer, composer, musician that she is today. And then I'm also just working on new music all the time. Songwriting's my favorite thing, so I'm always doing that. And the great thing about studying an artist like Lucinda Williams is it always gives you new ideas about how to write a song differently.
We hand him some bread and butter and spiced rum. And he was just strange, but now we know he's just someone making his way to the grave.